Divine greetings and gratitude. If you are new here, my name is Nuna. I am the seer, the poet, the writer, the witch, the wise woman of the Saiyonan archives, as well as a keeper. I'm also the founder and the creator of the Saiyonan Etherium. Welcome to your new spiritual safe haven. If you are returning, hey tribe, welcome back to our sacred space. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. As you can tell, we have a pick a card reading that we're going to be doing. We have 4 piles to choose from. I have already cut, blessed, as you could tell, the deck and whatnot, and we're going to get right into it. I really don't know what this is going to be about, but what it kind of sounds like is what I'm hearing is, what does November have in store for you? I also want to say happy Halloween, happy Samhain, happy Day of the Dead, just happy, 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 happy. Happy thinning of the veil. I just wanted to say that because I felt like I myself have been more inclined to celebrate this year in the best way that I possibly can. I've been doing a lot more ancestor work, and so I'm just really excited to be sharing space with my ancestors, creating space for my ancestors that I recently just found out about, as well as the ancestors that I always honor, and the ones who are closest to me in generation, if you will. So yes, that's the reason why I wanted to say that. And I'm also hoping that I can, do something to, or say something to, hopefully put you in the beautiful spirit of Halloween or Hallows Eve. This is such a beautiful time of the year. The leaves are already falling. I'm here in Virginia, and it's so great, so amazing. I want to say they started falling maybe about a couple of weeks ago, or like a week ago or so. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, I really don't want to talk too much about, what's going on. And as far as that stuff is concerned, I really just want to get right into the reading. I just wanted to give a warm welcome to you and whatnot. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to choose your pile now. All right, here we go. If you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. I have not seen these cards yet. And for those of you that listen to the intro, yes, I'm well aware that Dia de los Muertos is not the same as Halloween. So absolutely. And I know that Dia de los Muertos falls on November the 1st, and that is actually something that I'm going to be celebrating, which I'm super happy about. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to allow my ancestors to guide me on this one, because I typically just kind of allow that to be what it is. But knowing that I have, certain ancestors, I'm being called more to honor and to do rituals and talk to them and honor them on that day and things of that nature. So anyway, we are in the time of the year where the veil is the thinnest, and we're going to go ahead and get into this reading. So let's see what we have here. Your cards are obviously already pulled out. And let me see if I can move my microphone up a little bit. Okay. I hope that this does not affect the microphone at all. All right, so let's start with your tarot cards. We're working with the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. And the first card we have here are the 8 of Cups. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can get a good... Okay, 8 of Cups. And then we also have here the Knight of Cups. That's here. And we also have here the the Hermit. Oh goodness. Okay. All right, so with these cards coming out, I don't know why I'm hearing the word reclusive. I don't know, what does that word mean, reclusive? Hang on one second. You guys are probably going to hear some noise in the background because my babies. And also, yes, so reclusive, seeking or preferring seclusion or isolation, providing seclusion, affording retirement from society. Exactly. That's funny because obviously the word will be reclusive when we're dealing with the hermit. So I just heard the word rejection. I don't know if someone's rejecting something or if someone is like actively choosing not to engage because they would much prefer to focus their energy, their time, and their emotions into their own endeavors in solitude. I almost kind of get a feeling that someone is emotionally overwhelmed and they're feeling like they need a break from society, they need a break from friends, they need a break. I feel like with this message being for the month of November, I feel like you're probably going to be spending a lot more time alone. I feel like you're going to be spending a lot more time diving deeper into your emotions, and also more than likely talking to your ancestor, doing your ancestor work, and also doing your shadow work, as this is going to help you to get a newfound sense of your purpose and what you're here to do and what you're here to do on the planet, your mission. And I feel like your mission is directly linked and tied to your ancestors. Perhaps you're continuing their story, or perhaps you're diving deeper into their mysteries, the history of certain things, and you're learning more about the trauma that they experienced and how that plays and ties into your own life. So with the 8 of Potions here, this brings me, well, this is actually the 8 of Cups for those of you guys that don't know, but the 8 of Cups is usually the card where you know that there's something more, and what once was valuable to you, emotionally fulfilling at some point in time, you feel like it's no longer, you no longer want to experience that because you know that it's something more. Also, after making your decision, you now realize that, well, this was fine for the moment, but now I'm feeling like there's something more to this. And I realize what I'm hearing is that all that glitters is not gold. So because I'm realizing that, I'm choosing actively to move forward because there has to be something more than this. And I feel like there's something where you're wanting to give more to this journey. You're wanting to give more to yourself. You may want to give more to people, to your tribe, or to your purpose, but for whatever reason, you're being called to pull back away from the outside world so that you can gain not just another perspective, but so that you can gain a sense of, I don't know why I'm hearing like bodily autonomy, but there's something about your sovereignty and your emotional autonomy or something, or that's what's coming through. It's like your autonomy. It's like your bodily autonomy, your emotional sovereignty, your emotional rights, or it's like, it's not even just emotional, it's spiritual for you. Like when you are deep within your feelings and your emotions, to you that is a spiritual experience. For others it may be more mental, for others it may be more physical, for others it may be more passion, it depends on how this plays out. But for you, it seems to be very watery, and it seems to be very like you just need like a lot of time and space. Like I'm seeing like a void, but I'm seeing a void and the ocean is the void, if that makes sense. So I'm seeing like a void and it's like black water. So this is bringing me to primordial waters, and I'm hearing something about like river water. You may have a connection to rivers, lakes, springs, but I'm seeing rivers, and I'm heard something about the river guardian. So there may be a river guardian that watches over you, or there may be river animals or animals of the deep rivers like snakes, right? The anaconda, that could be a significance to you, like snakes and things like that. And I just heard something about the underworld. This could be you diving deeper into the underworld, into those underwater currents, and you realizing that in order for you to get to heaven, you have to descend. To ascend is to descend, right? So you're going under. I just heard the word Anubis. You may have a connection to Anubis. You have a strong connection to the underworld for sure. And I'm hearing something about the jackal. So this could be the jackal. This could be, you guys, if you hear anything in the background, I'm sorry about that. It's my child, my youngest. Sometimes he gets frustrated when his brothers don't give him what he wants, and so he tries to bully them. And it's not funny, but it's like he tries to bully them to force them to do what he wants them to do, and they don't move, which is good. They don't budge, but sometimes he just doesn't have it. But anyway, he's just not having it. So yes. Okay, there we go. So it's getting a little bit more quiet. You guys know that I have to listen out because, being mom, I gotta listen out for that, because I want to make sure the babies are okay, even though their dad is there. Okay, yeah, moving forward. So that's what I'm feeling with this. With the hermit, I do feel, I'm hearing the word observation. It's almost kind of like you spent some time observing and you realize that the people that you were around, they just, they're just not it. Like there's something about the environment, the space, the people. It's really just not your place. Like it feels like these are not your people. You could be around people where you once vibed with them, but now you're just like, I can't do it anymore. You could be going through some type of like awakening, but I like to call it a remembrance. You're starting, like you've awakened and now you're in a space where you're starting to remember. You're just like, you know what? I just can't do it anymore. Like you're starting to feel these feelings. For others of you, this very well may be another awakening that you're going through. This feels more like some type of spiritual awakening where, or maybe like an emotional awakening where your emotions are expanding for some of you, and for others it's more so like, okay, I feel like this place is just not supportive of the depth that I carry, and so I have to move on, because if I keep being here, it's gonna be too much pressure. It's like a bursting pipe, like all of this water, it's like all this raging, rushing water, and then if I continue to spill, or if I continue to let out how I feel, to let out these emotions and things of that nature, then all it's going to do is cause too much pressure, and eventually people will begin to drown. And like, that's what I'm getting from that. So they're saying for you to honor that. The light after the darkness, that's what's coming out here as we move along. Dawn, the light after the darkness. Love it. Yeah, you are more than likely being drawn to mystical experiences, to mysticism, to the occult. You could be going and doing some research on symbolism, witchcraft. If you don't know that you're a witch, you're definitely, if you may not identify as such, but I feel like if you do, then this is the reading for the witches. Like this is the witches. You're a witch, a seer. There's other words that describe what you'd be. You know, you have to look into your own lineage to see what they were called. For some of you, it may be shamanka, right? For others of you, I think it's pronounced Nawali, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce. I think it's a Nahuatl word, I believe. Forgive me for not pronouncing it right, but I'll put it on the screen somewhere, the way you pronounce it. It's like you're a priestess, right? Like you're some type of priestess or some type of priest or whatever it may be. Like you have the rights to magic is what I'm hearing. And your ancestors actually are asking you to spend time in solitude so that they can give you more information as to what you can do. I feel the word that I just heard was like spiritual shop. Is what I just heard. You could be starting. I just heard the word bodega. Look into the word bodega. And then I'm hearing something about like a botanica. Like look into a bodega, a botanica, and an apothecary is what they're asking you to do. And I feel like the word is medicine. It's something about the word medicine that's coming through. That's so interesting because I really do. Oh, I can't get my deck. It's over there. There is a deck here that I wanted to kind of show you, but I'll probably show you in another video. If you're listening to pile number 1, I'm going to do a continuation of your reading with a different set of cards specifically for you if you chose pile number 1. Okay, you have a win-win outcome as forecast, full moon in Libra. Love that because that definitely screams balance, obviously, but I also feel like I just heard that you need time to recharge. And when you go into this, it's like when you're being reclusive or being in your solitude, that allows you to bring things to a balance. So this does have everything to do with you purging things that you believed once served you, and you're allowing yourself to move out of that energy. They're saying that they're giving you the rites of passage, and they're saying that you're going to walk through the fire. Like I'm hearing something about walking through the fire. You have here, show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. Right. So this has everything to do with you owning your spiritual gifts, you owning this solitude, because there's something about your significance in the world where if you were to allow yourself to embrace your gifts and to allow your gifts to expand, ask your ancestors how your gifts are expanding or what gifts they want you to implement. That's the next question you could ask your ancestors at your altar, because when you ask them that, then they give you information. For example, I'm coming out saying this and I know that for some people, they may just be like, girl, who you think you are? But I'm going to share this with you because I feel like this space is intimate and I feel like we have an understanding of each other so far. So when I ask my ancestors, right, like what gifts do I have that I haven't tapped into yet? The word that I was given that the word that I was given was mexicana, and it's interesting because the way that the word came through was I was at this table, and then I saw the word mexicana on a white piece of paper, and then next to that was a deck, and I think it was the Santa Muerte deck, I believe it was, that I was working with. And this was back at the time where I was doing like a lot more ancestor work. See, I've been doing ancestor work for a long time. And it wasn't until I moved to Virginia where I started to like really ask, okay, who are my ancestors? And it was actually during the time of Jupiter being in Cancer. This was during the early parts of the transits. I started having certain dreams and things like that. I think I want to go into that in another video. I don't want to spill too much of that here. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because when you ask your ancestors like what gifts you have that you haven't tapped into, or what gifts you that want to expand, especially with this being a time where you can do more ancestral remembrance rituals or things like that, they will show up and they will tell you in your dreams. People will come to you giving you certain information. You may pick up a book and you'll have this really strong hunch about something, or you'll hear a word or a song or something like that, and then they'll start showing you in ways that you can understand. For me, it happens in dreams because dreams are where I'm most receptive, and that's another reason why they have me shuffling with my left hand, because they know that if I'm shuffling with my left, that I'm more open and receptive, and I don't let my logical mind cloud everything that I'm doing, if that makes sense. So they'll communicate to you in a way that you'll understand it. And of course, you have High Priestess of Water. Exactly. So you could be working deeply with the water element, scrying. I'm seeing you work with obsidian, and I'm also seeing you work with obsidian right now. I'm hearing for some of you, it very well may be jade. Work with the stones and crystals that your ancestors used to work with, and see how they work for you, as well as the ones that you use that, you may not use for them. So they're asking for you to try your best to just take the wisdom that they have to give you. You don't have to implement everything, because they will give you information according to what works for their time, but they're saying that they have access to all other realities and realms. Like, these are not the ancestors that you would go to if, for like mundane things. Yes, they can help you with that, but they're saying that your journey is way deeper than that, because when you start to get deeper into the mysteries of, and their systems of magic and their systems of doing things and their timekeeping and things like that, they say that you start to realize things about reality that even modern day spiritualists won't even know, right? Because they're asking for you to get past the glam. And the High Priestess of Water understands that waters run very deeply. They know the shallow waters and they know the depth of the waters. And this is you paying attention more to your emotions and your spiritual body. That's why more than likely the month of November is going to be about seclusion and isolation and solitude for you. 100%. Reclusivity is the word for you for the month of November. Lastly, here you do have lust. So this has everything to do with the things that you may not talk about. You may have hidden desires or whatnot, and I feel like your ancestors are 100% picking up on that. Also, your spirit guides are picking up on certain desires that you have. I also feel like they're not judging you. They're asking you to go spend time in solitude. It's so interesting because I'm hearing that this is not coming from your ancestors. I'm just hearing this word. The word is M for asturbation. If you know what if you catch my drift. I don't want to say the word. It's M and then asturbation. That's what I'm hearing. Oh my goodness, self-pleasure, duh. But I just wanted you to hear the word that I heard. Even though I didn't say it, but yes, self-pleasure, things like that. And they're saying that you can actually use lust as a way to manifest, as a way for manifestation. So let's just say if you're experiencing some kind of lust or like some kind of desire, the energy you feel with that, you can actually imagine your best life seducing you, and then you allowing yourself to fall under that seduction, not in a way where you are being overpowered by it or submissive to it, but in a way where you're receiving the best of your life and things of that nature. It's like it's a mind play. It's like play. It's like playing with words, and like wordplay is what I'm hearing. But they're saying for you to play with it in that way. It's just another way for you to manifest is what they're saying. Thank you so much for listening and tuning into this message. If it did anything for you, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you for taking a moment to listen to me and receive what you need. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. I'm also on Instagram. I'll make sure to leave everything linked down in the comment section, as well as some things in the description box. Catch me on Substack and other platforms. All right. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. I have not seen these cards yet, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. All right, you have the 2 of Cups here. You have the Magician and the 10 of Pentacles. Oh my. How lovely. How lovely. That's great. Okay, let's see. Hang on one second. I don't know if you can see this because the way that I have the microphone, it's like not it's positioned awkwardly, so I can't use my left hand, but here it is on my right. If you guys hear anything, it's because someone's coming out of the room right now. Thank you for being patient. So yes, you have the 2 of Cups, you have the Magician, and you have the 10 of Presents, which is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, these are the cards that you have right here. I feel like someone is getting what they want. This feels highly favorable. You're definitely getting what you want. I feel like with the 2 of Cups here and the Magician and the 10 of Pentacles, it really does feel like you're aligning with something in November. I feel like the month of November for you is aligning with everything you want. Honestly, I feel like it's a month of magic for you. Or maybe you're going to spend time in November working your magic to receive the things that you want. I feel like some of the things that I just heard red jasper. I'm hearing the word jasper. They're saying for you to work with jasper. I just heard the word acapella. That's so funny. This feels random. I don't like the fact I don't like the fact that I'm hearing that and I can't explain it. So it's like, what? Okay. But acapella, it's almost like when you listen to an acapella, right? You listen to just like the sound of like the voice and you enjoy the voice for what it is, right? Like there's no whole like band or anything. It's like an acapella. Like you just listen to this to listen to the words. I feel like the reason why they're saying that is because there's something about you enjoying words, you enjoying songs without all the addedness, because you're going to be the one adding things to that, right? Like, hang on, you guys. All right, so moving forward, sorry about that. If you hear anything in the background, it's because, again, the kids are being a little bit they were being a little loud right now. So moving forward, the month of November for you, if you chose pile number 2, it really does feel like it's going to be, I don't know why I'm seeing like gifts being given. Well, I guess I can see why, because we do have the 10 of Presents here, which it does deal with like gifts and the 10 of Pentacles and things like that. But what I just heard the word gift giving. Maybe you're going to be giving gifts, or maybe you're going to set your intention to receive them. Either way it goes, I feel like the best gift that you're going to be given is some type of like information on a resource, or something where you're able to you're just able to receive something, like someone deciding that they want to give you things, or that they want to give you their time, their attention, their money, their whatever it may be. You may be utilizing the power of your divine femininity in order to receive something. The Magician card here is letting me know that there is something that is materializing that you are in alignment with. And the fact that you have the 10 of Pentacles here, this is a very real thing. So if you have been working your magic around this, what I do feel like, or this could be a time for you to set intention during like a new moon phase, right? We do have a new moon in Taurus coming up, which I'm going to be looking into that chart to see what we got going on there. But what this does feel like is that the month of November is going to be about the coming together of something, resources, financial gains, planning, presents, gifts, all those things like that. And I also feel like the month of November is going to definitely be about working your magic, about utilizing the resources and the tools that you do have, you gaining more confidence, and you allow, I just heard the words, put yourself out there. Like, this is one of those things where, contrary to pile number one, for you, it's like you're being seen, you're putting yourself out there, and you're allowing yourself to show up to receive something. It's so interesting because I feel like even though we're heading towards winter because we're in fall season right now, usually this is the time where things start to fall away. So being that we're in Scorpio season and things are falling away, I feel like there's something that you're owning as a result of you doing the magic and you working the magic. The Magician card here also lets me know that there's something about you becoming more in control of the material. Like, you're starting to control the material through the immaterial, and you're understanding that. And as a result, things are now aligning more with you. Like, things are starting to come together a lot more for you. We have Owl here. Wise seeing, wise action. That's so okay. And then we also have here, be balanced spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces. Okay. That makes sense with the Magician card and the 10 of Pentacles. And then we also have here, nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. That's this here. And then you also do have here, let's see, a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. That's so interesting because we did mention something about like coming together. So this, putting yourself out there, I don't know if that's so interesting because I did hear, and I should have said this before, I heard something about a dating site where even though it's like you're browsing, like I'm seeing someone browse on like a dating site, and I'm seeing something about Tinder, like you're on like Tinder and you've been browsing. I just saw something about like eHarmony. What they're saying to you is, you want to make sure, I'm responsible for telling you this. Plenty of fish, they're saying no. They're saying to use the highest quality of dating apps or like dating sites, because the energy that you want to attract abundance, and not, it's like you don't want to walk around smelling like fish. Like, that's what they're saying. And that's metaphorical for, you don't want this energy bleeding into you to where it becomes you, and it's like, and it's gunk. And so because of that, you only want to receive and accept the best. And you can't do that if you're receiving or browsing through the bottom of the barrel type of energies, right? Like, don't get me wrong, the people themselves are not, they may not be, I'm not going to measure their worth against, where they're at. But at the same time, it's like, in some instances, in some cases, people kind of take what they can just get. And they take what they believe that they can accept. And so they don't shoot for more. And you don't want to be someone's like last resort because they just couldn't get something. Like, you know what I mean? And because you deserve more than that. And so what they're saying is that they're saying for you to shoot higher, like shoot for more and shoot for better, because you deserve better. And because you are better in a sense where you are not just some scum at the bottom of someone's bucket. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the way that they're putting it. I'm just going to allow the message to be what it is. Nothing is yet set in stone. Yeah, that's because things are being worked out. But I also do feel here, I'm hearing something about like a field of potential. But with the Magician card here, I do kind of want to challenge when it says nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. It's not the fact that you're not going to receive what you want. It's just the fact that this is still a playing field where things can be worked out. So if you have your eyes set on something and it hasn't cemented yet, then there's time for you to change your mind, is what they're saying. So this is you keeping your options open. I feel like you're keeping your options open. Like, you're not allowing yourself to be closed off to this one thing. I also just heard that you have money to spend. So you could be going on a shopping spree, or you could be doing some online shopping, some online browsing, and you're just buying new fits. And I just heard something about a new wardrobe where you're manifesting something. Whatever you are doing, you are choosing things that are more in alignment with you, and you're letting go of what is not. So the month of November is 100% about you using your wisdom and you taking action on that wisdom, and you knowing that everything that you're in alignment with supports your spirituality. It supports your spiritual endeavors. It supports you as a spiritual being. And you're understanding that just because you are wealthy does not mean that you are any less spiritual. right? You just require different things because, well, you've evolved, and that's okay. You also do have here differences with the white and the black cat. And then you also have here cycles. Lots of lunar energy is what I'm feeling for you. So yes, you could be working your magic under the moon phase. I really do feel that way. If you are coming from pile number 1, then this will be the continuation after you're done with your solitude. So apply everything that I said in pile number 1, and then after you come out of solitude, apply this. Because once you come out of that solitude, you've gained wisdom, you've gained more understanding, and then that can be what helps you to make the decisions that are right for you. But not only that, that's what helps you to align with the things that are truly in alignment with your frequency, because at that point you're raising your frequency, right? So that's what that's about. And that's what I feel about pile number 2. The cycles card here is that this is one of those cycles where it's time for you to start to, like, I'm surprised that you don't have the Wheel of Fortune here. I'm feeling the Wheel of Fortune's energy. So yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune's energy, I love that. But you do have the Ace of Wands though at the bottom of the deck. The Ace of Wands. So with the Ace of Wands coming up at the bottom, it makes me feel like, of course, this is adventure. Of course, this is, I don't know why I just heard like, it's this area of like newness. Like, it just feels like newness. I just heard like a spark and like an initiation or something like that. But yeah, a new romantic cycle begins, a new moon in Libra. This is definitely giving me, I just heard something about plenty of fish. For some of you, if you don't want to use plenty of fish, or if you do want to because you feel like no matter what, like I'm going to find something. I just heard something about date hookup. That's so wild. Someone is really... Okay. Only if you want to. Let me know down in the comment section if you're using like dating sites or whatever, or if you're going out to like parties and bars and libraries or whatever, trying to catch a date. Let me know. Let me know how it's working for you. I feel like November, you're probably going to spend more time thinking about that, but also just thinking about how you want your life in general. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Oh, wait a minute. Differences. I don't want to skip past that real quick. Differences. Whoever you're attracting or whatever you're attracting is coming off as the complete polar opposite to you. But it's one of those things where opposites really do attract, because we realize that all is just a temperature, right? Hot and cold temperature, right? When something is wet and something is dry, right? When something is tall and when something is short. Inches, yards, whatever. It's something about how even though they appear to be very, very different, they complement each other so well. One may be extremely like gothic, and the other one may be more like bohemian. Right? Like, it could be so different, and on paper it makes no sense at all. But when it comes to like spirituality, it's like, and that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm hearing. I love that. It also kind of reminds me of me and my partner. Like, I have gothic undertones, and I like stuff like Death Note, and I like wearing a lot of black, and I like I like rock music and stuff like that. I love all kind of music, classical music, opera. Like, I will listen to whatever, but I really do have a strong love for rock music. My favorite rock band of all time is Korn, just so you know. And it's so interesting to see the dynamic and the contrast, because my partner doesn't relate. And it's so funny because you would... And every time I think about that, I'm like, damn, how did we attract each other again? But it's so interesting because despite that, we work so well. It's so beautiful. Anyway, yes, that's the reason why I said that. Thank you for tuning in and for listening. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesayonanpath.org. You can follow along with me on Instagram over at thesayonanpath. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this touched you or reached you in any way possible, let me know down in the comment section. Subscribe, send this to a friend. Thank you for tuning in and for listening. I love you. All right, if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so sorry about that. I have to wipe my eye for a second. This incense is not doing justice. I do not like this incense right here. Let me move it, because it's making my eye water. I don't like it. Okay, so this is your reading for pile number 3. Okay, let's see what we have here. I have not seen your cards yet, but now we're about to see them. We have the, oh, you had 4. Dang. Okay, so they were all in reverse. You have the 6 of Cups. You have the Sun card in reverse. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse. And then you also have the Judgment card in reverse. Though immediately the word that I heard was revelation for you. Revelation is imminent, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the word darkness. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, let's see if I can get. All right, here we go. Let's see. These are the cards for you. I don't know if you can see that or not, but these are the cards that you got, which I find to be very interesting. I just heard the words like seasonal depression. I don't know if someone deals with that. If you're someone that deals with that, like you don't really like your mood depends on like on the seasons or something like that. Like that's how in tune you are with the seasons. Like you feel so deeply and you're so in sync with the rhythm of the planet, the rhythm of the cosmos. Like you're just so in sync. The way that this is coming through to me right now is the fact that this is not a time for, or no, the month of November will not be a time for you to focus on seeing everything. What I'm hearing is that it's a time for you to feel it all. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you spend so much time, take it as it resonates, you spend so much time peering outside of you and observing things outside of you that you don't often see within yourself very well, like very much or very well. And it's because you are always exerting your energy with giving, seeing, providing, being for others, to where you yourself are not being that to yourself. And then no one really does it for you, or no one can do it the way that you do. And so that's another reason why you don't ask. But what I'm hearing is that there's a heavy emphasis on the past coming up, and the past may not being as favorable. But the beauty in this is that there's so much wisdom gained, because in the future, you won't have to worry about that. And if you are someone that doesn't get seasonal depression, things that may be coming up from the past may feel depressing for you. I feel like for whoever this is, they're really having a hard time, or you're really having a hard time figuring out how to work with this Mercury and Uranus opposition, I believe it is. And wherever else Mercury, or whoever else Mercury is squaring off with, I can't see the chart right now. I don't have it pulled up, but it feels like someone is having a really hard time with this Mercury transit. I can't remember if Mercury is retrograde or not. I should really do better at keeping up with this. It just feels like there's not many things you can see right now. But it will come a time where everything will make a complete 180. It will turn. Things are going to turn around. The month of November is you pulling back, you going deep within yourself, you listening for the divine. I want to pull more cards for you, actually, because I feel like there's something else that needs to be said for you, and I want to figure out what it is. Hang on a second. Let me pull a few more tarot cards. Okay, a card just flew out. And what card was that? The High Priestess. Exactly. The High Priestess came out so quick. I don't know if I'm pretty sure you didn't see that, but the High Priestess flew out for you. The fact that the High Priestess flew out, exactly, talking about seeing, I feel like the month of November is about you seeing yourself. The month of November is about you seeing yourself as well as you see others. I feel like the month of November for you is about silence. I don't see you getting into too much in November. I see you spending time just kind of listening, talking to the silence through silence. I just heard the words like sensory deprivation. It's where you don't feel, you don't hear anything, you don't see anything, you don't smell anything, you don't taste anything. It's just you in the silence. Like, it's something about the silence. Becoming one with the silence. If someone in your family just passed away or is passing away, my condolences to you. I don't speak that for you, but there's something about like dying that's coming through for someone. I'm not saying you're going to die. I'm not saying that. So please don't be afraid. I'm not saying that. But I'm hearing something about there's some type of death. Like, they're saying that like there's death around you or something like that. So by that, this could be, because I mean, there's no telling who's listening to this message right now. So take that into consideration, that this is YouTube. So this really could be anyone. But there's something about like I'm just hearing death. Like, I don't know why I'm hearing death. I feel like this could be a part of you that also is no longer being. This is a part of you that also is transforming. You have the 9 of Needles, which is the 9 of Swords. I'm a little concerned right now for someone. I'm a little concerned for you. I'm not really liking the way that I'm feeling this. You have the Hangman here. No, I don't see it here. You do have the King of Pentacles. I don't know if this is concerning like a father or like a father figure, or yeah, no, but no, you guys, I'm not seeing the death card. So we could take this as like metaphorical. You have the Moon here though. You have the Devil for sure. I'm not really liking like how this is making me feel. It just feels like you're going through a lot. Like, it just feels like there is a lot going on that you are just simply not talking about. Like, you're not talking about it, and these things are just, they're catching up to you. Like, they're catching up to you, they're coming up from the past, and you're just not really sure what to do about it. And I feel like the best thing that you could do for yourself right now, exactly, you have the 5 of Cups here as well. Yeah, there's something that someone's going through. It could be some type of grieving, or you could be grieving, but I don't think that things are clear for you right now. And I think that just not forcing it and allowing it to be what it is right now, and just listening to the silence and allowing yourself to open up to divine wisdom outside of your own understanding is really going to help. The month of November is really going to be about things falling away fully, and there may be some, I just heard the word like traumatic experience. Someone here life was very traumatic. It could have been at the very beginning stages of their journey of their life, and I feel like the month of November is about, yeah, like things are just dying off now in your life, and you can't control it. You just have to allow it to be. Let it be. Let it be. Okay, like I letting you know now that you are supported. The fact that you do have here the King of Presents, which is the King of Pentacles, throughout this time of you not understanding and things coming up and they're hurting you, and you don't feel like you're mentally safe. For some of you, you just feel like these things keep poking at you. Scorpionic energy has a tendency of doing that, because every time it pokes you, think about, I don't know if you've ever seen the remake of Charm, but in Charm, the remake, if I'm spoiling this, skip past like the next like 30 seconds or something like that. I don't know. And there was a scene where Maggie and where it was, what is his name? The White Lighter. I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. I don't know why. Harry. So basically Harry, they ended up in Tartarus, I believe it was, and they were in prison, and it's like this place where magical beings go when they're in prison, and something like that. And so there were these scorpions, and every time a scorpion would poke Mel not Mel, I'm sorry, that would pluck Maggie or Harry, they would, something about their past would come up and it was so unbearable. And it was like, damn, like they just really could not get through it. And it would suck the life out of them. And Harry was in there for so long and it was so traumatic that it was hard for him to kind of like get back to his like normal groove and become back to his normal self again. That's kind of what I'm saying for someone. It's almost like they're just deep into the past, deep into into their mistakes and deep into the things that they're not proud of. And Spirit is saying that even though you may be feeling this right now, forgiveness for you and forgiveness for yourself. Forgive other people and forgive yourself, because you do not have to deal with that. If people are walking around here mistreating you because of things that you did in the past, oh my freaking goodness. Okay. That's why. No, I have not seen these cards. You do have the death card here. The eternal cycle begins here. This has everything to do with you doing things differently. You don't have to take that from anyone. If people have been throwing the past in your face, they're going to have to deal with that, because there's only so many apologies that you can give people, and there's only so many apologies that you can receive. I feel like things are going to even themselves out, but at some point we have to say, I choose to let this go. And I feel like that could be a reason why you're getting death. This could be literal death for some people. For others of you, it's more metaphorical, it's more spiritual, and you're not allowing yourself to be held back by your past. That's what I'm feeling for you. And the High Priestess understands and knows that it doesn't need to force the past to be the past. It knows that it just is. So your Divine Feminine is letting you know that it's time for you to see yourself. Like, you're going to see yourself. The month of November is a time of seeing for you. Okay, you have a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Okay. And you also have, you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. I love that. The King of Pentacles grants his support to you. You also have here letting go. Exactly. Letting go. And you also have here conclusion. So I feel like the fact that once you do let everything go, once you let everything that has come to pass, that's when you're going to start gaining clarity. And I feel like it's probably going to come either at the end of November, or it will come after fall season. I feel like after fall season, like I feel like once like December hits is where you start to see things kind of like, okay, I see now. I get it. I feel that. I understand more now. And I feel like that is when you'll start to say, okay, I choose to give my love, even when I feel like I'm not worthy of giving it. I feel like Virgo is sometimes it overly gives. And that's the blessing and the power of Virgo. It's such a giver because it's of service. I also do feel like in the past, you may have felt like you were over giving and like overly pleasing with people. And then it played out in your life in the most unfavorable ways, where you kind of became selfish. I'm hearing something about like selfishness. But now I feel like you are starting to omit these aspects of yourself. And I feel like with letting go, this comes with, it's a beautifully tragic ending. It's like where you say, you know what? I could have done better. You could have done better, but I'm choosing to let this go because it is what it is. For you, it's not necessarily a relationship. It's more so what happened in the relationship. And I feel like that's what Spirit is saying for you. If this is a literal relationship, it will be the best thing that ever happened to you. But I'm not feeling that for the majority of you. I'm feeling for about like 85% or 90% actually, that it's not an actual relationship that you're letting go of, if you're listening to this right here. But for another chunk of you, it is, because that has been a major thing happening recently, where people have, you know, their relationships have just been failing and falling and just not working out right now. But anyway, with the moon here, I feel like the moon is asking you to tune into your Divine Feminine energy. I see you. I just heard the rites of release. I see you working your magic in November for release. I see you working with Dragon's Blood Sage. I see you working with Sage. I see you working with resins. I see you working with mugwort. I see you working with chicory roots. Chicory root is phenomenal for breaking things up, breaking up stagnant energies for the sake of release. I see you working with burdock root, and I also see you working with papaya leaf. So breaking curses, breaking hexes, things like that. You working with black pepper. I see you working with cayenne when you're sending things back to people and things like that. Let me know down in the comment section if you need help working your magic with that. I have tools available that you can use 100%. Shamelessly saying that. But anyway, I feel like conclusions are definitely around. Also, you and your loved ones are safe. This is beautiful because I feel like Spirit is reminding you that know what you and your family will get through the time that you're having right now. Okay? Your spiritual team is here. I love you. Be empowered to get through this. You will. Try not to rush. Try not to force. Try to just feel through it. Try to allow yourself to forgive yourself and others if you can. I don't want you being out here being vindictive and being, full of rage and things like that, and you're not directing it. Okay, I want you to see yourself to the best of your ability. And if you can't see yourself clearly, then Nuna is here to help you see yourself. All right. I love you so much. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. You can also follow along with me on Instagram over at the Saiyonan Path, as well as over, well, you can figure out where it started over at Magic Eden. You can see where it started. Sorry about that. I almost had a brain fart. But anyways, yes, I'm here. I love you. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because there are going to be a lot more videos where I do more readings for you and we talk. Okay, my apologies, you guys. I had to stop because my Sony camera ended up dying and I had to take it. I had to take the microphone off and whatnot and put it onto the other camera. So that's the reason why there was a cutout at the very end of pile number 3. But yes, if you're listening to pile number 4, if you're listening to pile number 4, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and get it started. I know that was a drastic change to the sound quality, but we're going to get it to the best of our ability, okay? So we have here the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles. That's so interesting that we have that here. All right, so with these cards coming through, I immediately kind of want to draw my attention to the 3 of Cups. I'm hearing something about a gathering. I just heard that someone is coming to help you. With the 2 of Pentacles, this usually points to energy that you just don't want to hold it all by yourself. Like you're juggling a lot. I just heard something about like a family intervention. They're saying for you to speak up about something. I'm hearing to let your family come and help you. I think and I feel truly that the month of November has something to do with you receiving help, like with you getting help or something, or some people coming around you wanting to work with you. I feel like if this is your job, I feel like people are going to start showing up a lot more. I feel like the month of November is the space where people start to realize that they could have been there for you more and they're wanting to show up for you more. But the question is, do you want them to? Because it's already been so long. So you're just like, well, I don't know if I really want them to really be in my space because I've been doing it for so long by myself anyway. Like, what can they really do for me? And that's kind of what I'm hearing someone say. It's like, I've been at it for so long alone. And exactly, it's the Emperor card in reverse here. It's like, well, I've been doing this for a minute now. What is it that they can truly help me with? Or, like truly, what is it? Because I feel like, what can you really do for me? And I feel like the Emperor here in reverse it's one of those things where you have to really tell yourself that it's okay that you can't do everything alone, and it's okay that you do receive help. Like, I'm hearing something about receiving help. That's the way that it's coming out to me. I'm hearing family gatherings. Your family could be coming back to a space where they're ready to start having more gatherings again, because maybe they see something that they've been missing for a while now, and they're realizing, okay, family is important. We need to be there for each other, because even though we all have a lot going on, we all are juggling a lot. I feel like now was the time for us to start to get together, not for the sake of the holidays, but just because it's family, right? I don't see people spending a lot of time buying Christmas presents. I don't see a lot of that. I don't see people cooking these big extravagant dinners for Thanksgiving. If anything, I'm hearing like the word preserve. I feel like people are working with their preserves, which really should be, which really we should be really when you think about it, because fall season is where you start to harvest. You harvest things and whatnot, and you start to do your preservations and things like that, which could have been done over the course of however long, and then in the winter you start to eat off of the things that you preserve. So instead of going out and buying all these extravagant dinners and things like that, you spend time at home and you eat off the things that you've harvested. That's usually what winter is about. And I feel like I just heard that the month of November is like preparation for you to prep for winter. I don't know why that's coming through like that, especially with the 10 of Cups coming through that way. I heard something about like friend groups and friendships. I feel like people are going to start showing up for you more in the month of November. And you also do have here the support here. Exactly. King of Pentacles. I feel like someone or someone's are going to start stepping up more. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm seeing the King of Pentacles as like a brother figure or like a brother. I don't know why it's bringing me to like a brother. It's the one you least expect that's going to be there for you. You may not expect for this brother to be there, but somehow they show up. And it's like, damn, dude, like you've missed how many things, like how many Friendsgivings, and you've missed how many family gatherings, and your ass show up with a whole cake and a whole buffet. Like, what? And it's like, yo, like I've been doing my own thing. Like, I love y'all. No love lost. I've really just been lost trying to figure myself out. Right? Like that's kind of what I feel like this energy is saying, but they still want to be there. They want to be present. Be patient with this energy. By the way, the Temperance card is here. I do feel that with Temperance card coming out for you as well, if you chose pile number 4, is that they're wanting you to have patience with yourself in November, and they're wanting you to try to exercise as much patience as you can with people. And the reason why they say that is because not everybody is aware, not everybody knows, and not everybody understands how you feel for the most part. But if you can, just try to show patience as much as you possibly can, like just as much as you can. I feel like with the month of November also, it's going to be about you figuring out who and what you want around you, and what is a priority to you, and what you don't want to carry anymore. I feel like that's another thing too. Like maybe the month of November is also going to bring, not maybe, but I feel like the month of November, it 100% could test your patience. Like people may test your patience. People may say things that you don't like, but the word is, or the question is, have you grown? Exactly. The devil is coming up as a test. It's like a check-in. You have the Star card here as well. You also have the Queen of Swords, and you have the Ace of Cups in reverse. It feels like the month of November is you establishing lots of boundaries, of course. You understanding more about what you're wanting to do, and you just getting your head on straight. Like it's just, I feel like it's you focusing on your mission, focusing on your North Node, focusing on the things that you have going on for yourself, and you really thinking about truly what you really want to put your time, energy, and effort into. And with the Temperance card, it's like, okay, well, in order for me to really know these things, I have to be present with myself and honest about where I'm at. I think that if you've been diving into or indulging in your vices, I feel like the Temperance card is coming up as sobriety for you. You understanding that you have to kind of pull away from certain things in order to get better. That's what I'm seeing for you as well. The last card here is the 5 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. How much do you hold on to versus how much you give? It's almost one of those things where I feel like there's a clearing out of something. Something's being cleared out in November. It could be your closet. It could be your finances. You're clearing things out. And it could be contributions. So people could be contributing to you, or you could be contributing to others through like a charity or whatever it may be. But I feel like there's something about giving, like gift giving or money giving, resource giving, advice giving, something that helps people become better, like just become better in their circumstances is what I'm hearing. So I feel like with the 10 of course, again, with the 3 original cards, the 10 of cups, with the 2 of pentacles, as well as the 3 of cups, it really just feels like people coming together to be better. I'm hearing a family that prays together stays together. So it's like using spirituality as a means to see yourselves and overcome. Like there's something about overcoming that's coming through for the month of November for you. You have graveyard, unnecessary fear. Okay, interesting. I don't pull this card very often, so that's really interesting. You also have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Oh, wow. I did not see that coming. That's interesting. There could be something in your life that's going to happen in November where you're not going to see it. Like you're just not going to see it, but it's going to happen, like regardless. And it may even catch you off guard. Wow, look at this. Communication is key. Are you afraid of saying how you feel? Like, are you afraid of expressing yourself truly? Are you afraid of showing the real you here? Like, are you afraid? Like, what are you afraid of? They're saying that the fear is worse than the actual outcome itself. Like, that's what they're saying. Like, the fear is worse than the outcome. You have High Priestess of Spirit. I love that. Okay, High Priestess of Spirit. And then you have Grove. Wow. Let me see what this is about. Let me see if I can reach over here. All right, let me see what we have here. Let me read. I feel like I want to read something to you real quick. Let me see. Let's go to number 7 first. All right, High Priestess of Spirit. I am Nyx, Goddess of Night, and you have chosen this symbol to help guide you on this journey to find an answer to your question. Consider that there is an invisible spirit within all living things. Know that all things, events, and experiences are woven together like a magical web that can be seen only in the darkest night and not by human eyes. My child, everything that you need to know is part of the divine scheme of things. A meaningful coincidence, a blessed friendship, a lover, a significant experience are all orchestrated by me to help you become the powerful being that you were meant to be. No matter what is in front of you, something important is brewing. You will know the answer to the what soon enough, but I keep secret the why. You may step forward knowing that some things are meant to remain a mystery. That's so interesting because I feel like, again, even if you don't know the outcome, even if your worst fear is not knowing, or even if your worst fear is not having control, I feel like they're saying that this is where you don't have control this time and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. Because with Scorpio does come manipulation and control. However, this is the surrender or lack thereof, and that's what scares you because you can't calculate it. And you not being able to calculate things you don't like that, because then you can't control the outcome to make you comfortable, because you feel that every time you don't control anything, that somehow you receive the worst outcome. And I feel like Spirit is saying is that in this instance, the fear is worse than the outcome. In fact, the outcome is a lot more favorable than you think. The word is cynical or cynicism. You may not trust people a lot because of how you've been. You just automatically assume the worst. And I feel like it has a lot to do with what happened in the past. Maybe at some point in your life, you truly were open to communication and you were open to communicating with people, but it didn't always work out. All right, let's read 21 Grove. Wow, that made so much sense. And I'm so glad. If you hear anything in the background, that's Skylar the cat going to the restroom. I, Nyx, the Goddess of Night, invite you to my grove to heal your wounds and mend your heart. Now is the time to apologize to anyone you have harmed, make your friendships whole again, and choose healing over anger and pain. Choosing my beautiful grove is a powerful sign that you are at a wondrous and strong time in your life. Show compassion and kindness to others. No one is perfect, yet imperfection is perfect as it is. If you are hurting, know that it will pass and that I watch over you. If someone you love is hurting, take this time to be there for this person. The sacred grove heals all aches and pains, especially a heart that has been wounded. I love that, because once again, a family that prays together stays together. That's the reason why I heard that. And I do feel like, again, it's just the fact that you do have graveyard here where it says unnecessary fear. It really does feel like, and with Scorpio, work through your fears. Just say what is on your heart and be honest about it. You may not know what the outcome is, but I feel like this gathering, oh my goodness, it's like where the family starts to be real about the shit that goes on under the radar and under the scenes or behind the scenes. And now everyone's like, whoa, what? And it's like Uranus opposing Mercury, where it's like, yep, that shit did happen, and you did this and you did that. And, you know, people just kind of start throwing their thoughts and feelings at everyone. And then it's just like, okay, well, how do we get through this? I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but there's a show or a play called Meet the Browns by Tyler Perry. And I think there was one scene where they were all, where they were like arguing or something like that. And I think the mother or like the elder lady, while everyone's arguing, she just like breaks out in song and starts singing, and everybody's just like, wow, okay. And like everyone gets quiet, and then you can feel the space just filled up with spirit. That's exactly what I'm feeling. Someone's like arguing, and someone just breaks out, start playing music. They just start dancing. And then the people that were once upset and like mad, they realize, okay, I spent this time being mad and angry, but I could spend more time healing. That's exactly what this energy feels like. It's where spirit is deciding to enter the space through someone, and that someone is the beacon or the light or the gateway or even the vessel that relays these messages from spirit. And I feel like that you're the one that does that. I feel like you're the one that speaks through the will of the divine. And I feel like it's your presence that allows everyone to come together. So there truly is a strong sense of togetherness in this reading, and it's all going to work out for the better. I hope that this reading helped you. I hope that it made sense. If it did, leave me a note down in the comment section. If it didn't, please pass this along to someone else that can use it. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. Again, happy Halloween, Hallows Eve, happy Samhain. Thank you so much. And if you don't hear from me, also happy Dia de los Muertos. I am excited to be celebrating and just excited to be sharing space with you all. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesayonanpath.org. You can also follow along with me on Instagram over at thesayonanpath. I appreciate, love you. Thank you for spending time. Like, share, subscribe, leave me a love note down in the comments, and I'll catch you in my next video.